I would imagine it's called eviction. What is your process? Do you evict the tenants, or do you give them time, and how long will you give them before you start the eviction process?
Unfortunately, that is true. Evictions are a part of the reality of the real estate business.
Yep.
Welcome to Sold 100 TV.
Hello and welcome to Sold 100 Real Estate TV. My name is Billy Okoye. This is a reality talk show where we answer a lot of real estate questions in live and direct from our viewers. Today we're going to be discussing property management. What are the steps in having a property manager? What is it that you want from your property manager? What are the things that the tenants expect from a property management company? Ideally, what is property management? Today, we're happy to have in our studio a talented gentleman who is fully experienced to answer these questions. And we couldn't find any person better than our guest today. I'm just going to turn it over to him so he can quickly introduce himself and we can dive in to the pie of the day.
Hello, my name is Atul Rawat and I am the General Manager of Sold 100 Real Estate. One of the functions in Sold 100 for me is to take care of the property management. Thank you for having me, Mr. Billy.
Thank you very much. All right, so we're gonna just quickly dive in and discuss property management. What is property management in a nutshell? What is it, property management?
Just as the management of any other business, property management is the management of properties. Which properties? Somebody wants to have a property which is paying to him, so he invests some money. So there's an investment property. It can be a condo, it can be a townhouse, it can be a residential single family home, it can be a commercial property, it can even be a landed property. The property management takes care of all the sorts of properties that are there, and it manages, the person concerned or the company concerned manages the property for the owner so that the owner can get some returns on the investment that he has made in that property.
Okay. So basically, helping the homeowner to manage his assets so that he can turn around and have a return on his investment.
Exactly. So
without physically being the one that oversees the day-to-day or month-to-month activities of that property.
Yes, and slightly more than that. The thing is that the property management field has become very specialized. Just as any other management has become specialized, this is also a very specialized kind of a field.
Okay.
Though generally it will look as if, it is nothing, I have to just rent out my house. But that is probably the most visible part of a very intricate and large kind of a thing, a process in which a lot of things are involved. It's a very complex thing, and that is why professional property management companies are thriving, because once the person buys a house, which is an extra income for him after buying, he wants some extra income from that property. Then if he is going to do his own job or his own profession, and at the same time trying to earn some money from the properties in which he has invested, it becomes too much for him, because the things are very complex and a lot of things are there. A number of factors are also there.
Okay, so let's talk about those factors that you mentioned. So when somebody they buy the property.
Yeah.
Okay, they've acquired the home. They don't want to physically manage it. What are the first things? What's that first step? Handing the property over to you. What are the steps in taking?
So the very first step is to find out a good management company, a good professional management company. Once you have found out a good professional management company, the professional management company will request you to have an agreement with them. So the first product will be the property management agreement. Now be very careful. This is a legal document enforceable by law, and neither one should be in hurry to sign it, nor one should be taking not serious care of every clause. So in case need be, please consult a lawyer, so that the if the management agreement is good and it serves the purpose, then it will be hassle free. The process will be hassle free. After that management agreement has been signed, then it will be the property management company which will take over from you. They will go to the market, they will advertise your property.
Okay. So the first thing is the property management agreement. So they sign the property management agreement with you, and then you take on and you start to advertise the property. Is that correct?
Yes, we start advertising the property. Once the property has been advertised, after that various kinds of tenants will start applying for that property. Then there comes a very technical kind of a thing. If you are yourself trying to do that, you will probably not be able to sort out from the tenants the best one. But a professional property management company is equipped with various kinds of not only tools but also powers. Like a person who's head of the company is generally a broker, and he is a person who can look into the credit scores of people legally, of course. He has the power to do that.
Okay,
State has
report.
Accredited report and other things. And so the property management company is always able to find you a very good tenant,
okay,
a person whose credit score is high, who believes in paying the rent, and your property, your investment really deserves that kind of a tenant.
Okay, so you find a tenant and then you move them into the property, sign the lease and move them into the property, and supposedly they start to pay rent.
Yes, so drafting the lease and all those things are also aspects of it.
And then you receive the rent, or the tenant pay the rent directly to the landlord?
No, the tenant pays the rent to the property management company.
Okay.
And the company then, it's a responsibility of the company not only to take the money but to disburse it also.
Okay.
So disbursement, that's also a very interesting process. The money should reach by some particular date, and if it doesn't reach by that particular date, then there are fines that have to be levied. There are other things which have to be taken care of, and then by another date the money should reach the account of the landlord, so that he can enjoy the benefits of his investment.
In which case he can either pay his mortgage, because
Yes,
he depends on
that's the most important
rent
thing.
to be able to pay his mortgage.
Mortgage, yeah.
And we always tell the tenants is, listen, if you don't pay, the landlords cannot pay the mortgage. Indirectly, if you don't pay, you can't stay. You know, pay and stay, pay, you gotta go. You know, so that's great. But so how do you handle when the tenants have repair needs? You guys have
That is the most visible aspect of the property management. Whenever somebody, generally, when the landlords come to us, when the owners come to us, they have an impression that probably we are just going to do this. Whenever drainage is blocked, we are supposed to take care of that. Whenever there is some small problem with the electricity, we are supposed to take care of that. No, it's not like that. We have our own crew. Sometimes we find out people from the market. Other times the landlords have already settled certain ways, like they have a homeowner's insurance, home warranty companies take care of the thing. So whatever is given in one particular lease, accordingly the process is followed.
Okay.
And then we try to provide the best service in that, because providing the best service means a satisfied client. A satisfied client will always beget you more clients.
client referral. Okay. So now the tenant pays rent and the homeowner pays his mortgage and life is good. And the situation where the tenant unable to pay rent, again, if you have a bad tenant who is not paying rent, what is the process of the margin? It's called eviction. What is your process? Do you evict the tenants, or do you give them time, and how long will you give them before you start the eviction process?
Unfortunately, that is true. Evictions are a part of the reality of the real estate business.
Yep.
Nobody wants to evict any tenant. The owners don't want to evict because they are paying money. But at the same time, when the tenant is not able to pay, then the state itself has ways and means to help them.
Okay.
During the COVID times, there was a moratorium on evictions. Because of that, people could not be evicted.
Correct.
But at the same time, we also put in our own positive way how to help those tenants get the county help or the state help, whatever processes and papers they needed. We help them doing that. So it's a very humane question. It's not that we want to evict people left and right. In the whole history of our Sold 100 real estate, we have been able to, we have only probably twice we have evicted some people.
Correct.
And the second eviction that happened recently was of a person who was trying to really cheat everyone. He was not paying the rent for a very, very long period of time. He was hiding behind the COVID laws and whatever government protections were. And even after, sometimes people are really not able to pay, but he was probably in a different category of people. So ultimately the sheriff had to, the judge has to come in between. Judge ordered the eviction.
Oh, wow.
Sheriff had to finally do the eviction.
Yep.
And of course, the whole process that any company will follow, and of course our company does follow that, about the evictions is a thoroughly legal process by which an eviction is carried out. At no stage, any activity which is beyond law is not even thought of.
Okay. All right. So, well, sadly, it does happen.
Unfortunately,
like
yes.
You said, it's not the practice that we would like to engage in. But again, if our clients have bought a house and they want us to manage it, and the tenants are not paying,
we have responsibility to them.
We have to go to court and get that right of restitution, which is the right to recover the property. So that it can become an income-producing property
once again.
Okay, so the other questions they're asking here is, what when the tenants have issues? I think you've already answered that. You go out and help them to, any of the government policies to, kind of help to get them back on the ground, get it back on the feet, so they can either start to pay rent, or if they have to downsize to a smaller property, they are very well welcome to do that. And then
and we always ask our tenants, in case somebody is trying to downsize, we always ask them that in case we can help them downsize, get another property for them for a lower rent. And we have been doing that. Not since last 2 years or 4 years, ever since the Sold 100 was established.
Okay. All right, very well. Appreciate your time today. You still give out the free moving truck. The free moving truck that we have at the office, because you does say, use our services and use the truck for free. And your clients and the rent tenants, they've been able to enjoy that privilege in using that moving truck to move for free. Okay. All right. So guys, go ahead and send in questions if you do have any more questions. There are 3 ways you can do that. You can email your question, talkshow@sold100.com, or you can go ahead and text it in 202-517-4335, or you can like and subscribe, and just so you can get all the updates as we keep on bringing these messages to you. All right. Any final advice to our viewers as far as property management, if they're looking to rent or if they're looking to buy? Because we find out sometimes our tenants also become buyers. What advice do you have?
My first advice would be to the people who are buying the property for the purpose of renting it out for their second home, something, an auxiliary property by which they want to earn some money. Please think twice before trying to yourself manage the property. Go to a professional property management company. You're most welcome to Sold 100 Real Estate for that purpose. To clients, I would like to say that someone has rented his property to you. Please live there as you will live in your own property. Please maintain that property as good as you would like your own property to be managed. When the property was given to you, please remember the same way you should be living it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Basically, take care of the property so that the property can take care of you. All right. So this will bring us to the end of this program today. Again, thank you very much for coming in. It was a pleasure to have you, and you're more than a joy to Sold 100. We do appreciate what you do in the property management division and then in managing the office generally.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to come and talk to the people here.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And then, guys, as we'll always say, no matter the condition of the property and you want it sold, we will get it sold here at
Sold 100 Real Estate.